Yeah.
And now, your
So-
number 4.
So my number 4 is it's Nocturnal Animals.
Fuck.
My number 4.
God damn it!
My number 4 is Nocturnal Animals. It was so close.
You're gonna talk about this movie
So
now.
close.
I don't know what to say.
All right. Well. Okay. So.
Okay, he watched Nocturnal Animals. I only watched about 30 minutes into it. 30 minutes. Sadly I couldn't finish, even though I really wanted to. Now I'm just gonna have to listen to this guy fucking fanboy a movie that I didn't even watch.
I was on the edge of watching this and Swiss Army Man, but I decided not to watch Swiss Army Man because I watched the first 5 minutes and it was just.
Swiss Army Man is not for everyone.
Yeah, I guess it's not.
That's what I've heard from people.
Yeah. So Nocturnal Animals. It's really strange. It's three stories in one. It's 3 narratives, and it's amazing. I love the movie. I loved it more the second time. So
it's a movie that you should watch twice to get to understand it.
Well, I mean, it depends on how smart you are. So like twice to understand it better. More. Right?
But it's still better if you watch it a second time.
Yeah. It's better if you.
It's
watch
no
it a
harm,
second time.
right?
Yeah. It's amazing. It's really strange because the 3 stories in the movie aren't in order. They aren't placed in time.
Chronological.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a Pulp Fiction type thing.
Yeah. So it's the main story is in present, and then it goes back into a story that the main character gets, which is Amy Adams. She gets a book from her ex-husband that he wrote, and so you go into that story that he made, and then you go back into when her ex-husband and her met first. So that's like
Oh, you get to see the ex-husband?
Yeah, you get to see the ex-husband. The ex-husband is Gyllenhaal, right? So the ex-husband is Gyllenhaal, and okay, so this really messes with your mind. The story she gets that he's written, when she's reading it, you're seeing is what she thinks. Alright? So in the story, Jake Gyllenhaal has a wife, alright, and he has a kid. But she doesn't see herself as his husband. There's another actress playing her.
Yeah. Okay,
so, the director, first of all, Tom Ford, he's really, he's a fashion designer, right? So he's also into these visual cues, and he made a beautiful movie, but it was different. It was so gritty at times. It was mostly gritty throughout the whole movie. Yeah, it was.
It's pretty dark, right?
It was a really dark
strange
movie. Yeah, and then so he does a lot of visual cues to explain you maybe what's gonna happen in the future in the movie, or
Okay, then I really like when characters do that.
You've gotta think about this movie a lot. It's like it leaves you hanging.
Is it an intelligent movie?
It's a very intelligent.
Is it a
movie.
film?
It is a film. It's a film. Alright,
okay. I only watched about 30 minutes, so I can't really say that much on it. Jake Gyllenhaal. What I saw was good.
But
wait, I didn't know he was also playing the ex-husband. I thought somebody else would play the ex-husband.
No. So there's Amy Adams. She's the main character. Alright?
And then the present, her husband.
And then there's a present, her husband is Armie Hammer. Alright? And the story and her ex-husband is Jake Gyllenhaal. And there's Michael Shannon. Oh my god.
Yeah.
He's so good. Alright, he's so good. I'll get into that.
Does he play a supporting character?
Yeah, he plays a supporting character, but he plays... You gotta think about this. I thought about this for so long. When I watched it the second time, I understood. So, in the story, you're watching that his wife and his daughter get raped. Alright?
Yeah.
And he gets a police officer, detective, that works on his investigation, which is Michael Shannon.
Okay.
So I'm watching all this, and I'm like, okay, this makes sense. This is all happening and stuff. And then there's the rapist and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And one of the rapists is Quicksilver, Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Aaron Taylor.
He is so messed up.
Wait, Aaron Taylor Johnson is in this?
He's the biggest asshole in the world.
Shannon? Or
no.
Johnson?
Aaron Taylor Johnson, right? He is so fucking strange.
Wait, Aaron Taylor Johnson is in this? Wow.
You hate him in the movie. You hate him as a person. That's just complimenting his acting. He was so good in the movie. You hate him as a person because he's such a fucking asshole, right? Wait, can I swear?
Go ahead.
All right. So,
fuck yeah, you can.
Okay. All right. So Michael Shannon. Okay. So after I watched it the second time, I understood what these characters were in the story in the book. So Michael Shannon.
Is there a lot? Wait, in this movie, is there a lot of symbolism?
Yes. Yeah. Michael Shannon
Okay.
plays. This is what I thought. Michael Shannon plays Jake Gyllenhaal's consciousness. Right. So throughout the story, Michael Shannon is telling Jake Gyllenhaal what to do, and sometimes he's telling him straight to his ear, right? So Jake Gyllenhaal is like, okay, yeah, this is what I should do, right? It's kind of like his consciousness. And then there's his wife, and she, Amy Adams, wishes that was her, but she knows that it's not her.
Oh.
Because Amy Adams is a really she's a artist, but she's not creative. She's not like Jake Gyllenhaal. He's really creative. He wants to write. He loves what he does, but she hates what she does. She's really sinister. That's the word.
Cynical.
Cynical.
Sinister.
Sinister. She's sinister. Well, I mean, Aaron Taylor Johnson is sinister. Right?
Okay, so she's cynical.
Yeah. Armie Hammer. You can.
Oh, do they do anything with this character, or is he just supposed to?
Yeah, they do something.
Just the present
I don't
story.
know how much
is
I
the
can
present
spoil
story?
The present story is.
How is that? Because from what I've seen, like the story in the book.
Yeah, the book is where it really goes down.
Right.
And then
maybe like with her ex-husband.
The
right?
middle story in the past where it's with her ex-husband. That's mostly exposition. And then there's like
What about the present story?
The present is just dull. It's just her doping around because she hates her life. Her husband is cheating on her, right? And he's gone all the time. She never sees him. She lives in this big house alone.
Yeah.
Right? And there's nothing happening. She goes to work. Now, this is where Ford gets sloppy. His visual cues are just like, there's plastered right in front of you.
In your face.
Yeah, it's just like on the walls. It says revenge, and you know, like, okay, alright, thank you for telling me right there. Right? But sometimes
not very subtle.
Sometimes it's amazing. In the beginning credits, the print I watched, because I watched it on my phone, I missed the beginning credits. They cut out the beginning credits for me, and the beginning credits is like these statues, and they're like this. They're women. They're really fat women, but they're not real. They're like these statues, and they're holding an apple, and they're lying down on a table.
Okay.
And it's really weird. They're naked. They're butt naked, and you're thinking,
I'm interested.
You're thinking, what is this? You're thinking, what's going on, right? But then you think about it, and you're like, okay, it symbolizes like freedom. The flashbacks to her ex-husband, they were useful. They were used at right times. They were just like thrown in there. And
There's usually flashbacks.
Yeah. So the story, when she's reading it, you just want to stay there because it's so interesting. You don't know what's gonna happen, and he's trying to find the killers. And when he does find the killers, they're denying that they ever did something like that, trying to make him think he's crazy. I don't want to spoil it anymore. I've already spoiled so much,
but
right?
That makes your top 10, not top 5 list.
Yeah, it was an amazing thing. There's a lot of drama and it was thrilling, and I loved how much they made you think about it, because in the end of the movie, she's supposed to meet her ex-husband because she emails him saying, "Hey, I love this book that you sent me. Can we meet up?"
Whoa!
And he's like, "Sure." So then she goes to the restaurant. I'm spoiling, but spoiler.
You're halfway through.
I have to tell you, right?
Bruce Willis is a ghost in. Oh wait, I'm spoiling.
So she sits down in the restaurant waiting for him, and he never comes. And she's just sitting there, and he never comes. She's sitting there for hours and hours and hours. Guess what happened next? Movie ends. They go to credits, and I'm like, wait.
Whoa, that's
like,
oh my god, I want to watch this movie.
I'm thinking, what just happened, right? And then I even checked online.
Wait, do you not see Jake Gyllenhaal in the present story?
You never see him in the present story. Never. You're hoping you'll see him. You want to know what happened, but they ended.
Fuck, that sounds so interesting.
And in the story, the ending, I can't even tell you now because you're going to watch it now. Oh my god. So there's these theories that he killed himself, or like he did. There's a bunch of theories online, but nobody exactly knows. So it's like, they leave you with mystery, like we wanted 10 Cloverfield Lane to do, but like, it's like it's.
But 10 Cloverfield Lane just had to explain everything.
Oh man, that was it was too long. I explained it for too long. Right,
that was fine. That was a good like 10 minutes on Nocturnal Animals.
All right,
crap. Now you got me hyped for it, because I didn't think it was gonna be like this high on your list. Right?
Oh yeah, there was one more thing about Nocturnal Animals. It was like a minor flaw. There's so many narratives together, right? And there's so many things happening. Sometimes they don't all mesh together like a cohesive whole thing.
Oh, it's gonna be a bit of a clusterfuck.
Sometimes it works perfectly, but sometimes it doesn't work together. Some unanswered.
Oh well, that's something expected, right?
Yeah.
But when it works together, it
really works together.
Okay,
it's really good.
So then you gotta compliment Tom
You gotta
Ford.
watch this. You gotta watch this.
Oh, we're talking to the audience. We're fourth wall breaking.
Yes.